Okay, we're going to do a little tasting today. We're going to compare, on the left, the defending champion of the Auburn household, the Angel's Envy Kentucky Straight Bourbon finished in port wine barrel, versus Maker's 46 Kentucky Bourbon whiskey barrel finished with oak staves. So both of these tout being a very smooth bourbon, and we're going to give it a go.
All right, so on the nose, the Maker's 46. I mean, big oak nose. Very strong smelling. It's got a lot of fumes, but not in a bad way. And then this guy, this is the Angel's Envy. Softer on the nose, so I would say I would expect the Angel's Envy to be a little less alcohol. Stronger oak presence on the 46. I would say the Angel's Envy is a little smells like it might be smoother, just for expectations. Boys, all right. 46 is very tasty. They're fake sneezing.
What are you doing?
Achoo!
All right, that was good. Definitely long finish, great rich flavor. Bourbon is just very tasty.
You almost hit that on the cement.
Ooh. Whoa, much longer finish actually on the Angel's Envy. Wow. Oh, I don't know which is better.
Are they a lot different or very similar?
Okay, so more spice on the 46. The Angel's Envy is definitely smoother, but has a longer finish.
Do you have a preference?
If I was drinking it neat or straight, I would say Angel's Envy. And if I was going to be making a cocktail, I might choose the 46.
Okay, thank you.
The Angel Envy and the Charm.
All right, this is the Maker's Mark in the charm, right?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, right up the nostril on
Vanilla.
that one. Yeah, getting strong, charred kind of. I like it. All right, now the Angel's Envy. Oh, it's got a less in your face kind of nose. All right, so let's taste the Makers. Okay, I like it. It's smooth, and I remember it being smooth. It's still kind of hitting my back palate. They're both, you can almost tell like they're cousins of each other. They're both kind of smooth compared to, like a rye whiskey. But I think the Angel's Envy is a little smoother for me. Yeah, but they're both very tasty. I think I agree with Chris too. I think after continuing to taste the Makers versus the Angel's Envy, I think Makers would be a better choice for a smooth bourbon that you want to make a drink with, because I think it's got a bite to it, nothing like a rye whiskey bite, but a kind of, I don't know if that makes sense, but a smooth bite that lasts, that would penetrate into the drink you're making, really make a statement. Whereas I think the Angel's Envy, it would be just great to sip on by itself, and might, as Chris said, get lost in making a drink with it. I mean, it'd probably still be fine, but I think the Makers might be more appropriate. Next up in the bourbon Bourboff is Bullet Bourbon and Bullet Bourbon. You'll wonder what's the difference. Visually, they're very different. You can see the one on the right is much clearer than the one on the dark brooding one on the left. What Chris has done is he's taken two of the very same bourbons, and the one on the left he has mixed in a...
I took a once-used whiskey barrel that was fresh out of the distillery in San Francisco, and then I added a bottle of this to keep that barrel moist before I used it for a beer. So it probably was in a barrel with like some charred pieces of oak in there, which is what they had in the barrel when I got it, for probably a month or so. So
Did it have any other whiskey in it? I mean...
No, I mean it was an empty barrel, but it did have like some oak. Apparently, I think what they do is they add some toasted oak chips to the barrel for added toast, like really burnt chips. That's why it got such a dark color. But it's amazing how different these two drinks are. Well, you'll see.
Okay.
All right, so whiskey one.
Oh, that smells
It
good.
has a very charred flavor anyway. I mean, a
Why
charred
don't you
nose.
smell both?
That smells sweet to me.
Oh, different. This is an outdoor kind of charred up outside.
Which one do you think, Mom? What are you picking up there?
I think this darker one is the one who's been in an oak barrel, but the
Yeah.
color's a problem.
This is a
You can
more...
tell, you know.
This is a darker brooding
The
That
kind of
the
a
light colored one, the non-charm,
shoebox.
is sweet.
on the nose.
This one escaped from the box. This one's still in the shoebox.
Huh?
Kind of cardboardy, woody. You know, like if you mixed up fibers of cardboard into it.
Oh, just drink it.
Try the non-charm first.
Definitely different than
It's
the
lighter.
Angel
You know, to me, this is like, you know, the bourbon we had before was like the California wine, right? This is the French. This is the
I
French
think this
bourbon.
one has a candy element
It's
to
a
it.
little lighter to me.
It's got a. It's not as a.
All right, now try the charm.
Yeah, it's not like a lighter. It's like of the French bourbon.
Wow. That's a huge difference. That one
Different
goes right up
smells.
the old sinuses.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, this one is the light one. This one is more down to earth.
It's taking the enamel off my teeth.
Woo!
All right, so first the lighter, non-extra barreled version,
Of what?
Bullet Bourbon. It's a smell that I'm very familiar with. This is kind of my go-to house bourbon, if you will. It's got a great, like, rich kind of corn, caramel, oaky bourbon. I mean, just, I really think it smells lovely. And the darker one that I added to a barrel,
After you put it in a barrel. Hey, quiet on set.
more oak. Hi. Different nose.
Very different nose.
Almost like almost like it's mixed with another liquor. Like it's funny. It's got like a. It's hard to describe.
It's more. It's more.
It's more of the same, but like
But more.
broader shoulders, right? It's like the bigger brother of it.
Yeah, it's good. What about the color? Two colors are very different from each other.
Yeah, and more smoke. You get more char, more smoke on the second one. A little
Is
more
that
pepper.
fine?
And
Yeah, I know.
as a golden, as opposed to a more
Yeah.
darker.
So much more robust flavor on the one that was added back to the barrel, the darker one. I think
But both
I
good.
actually prefer that one.
Okay, moving a little bit sideways here, we're going to go to Scotch whiskey. And we have two big boys on the block. On the left, we have 12-year-old Aberlour.
Jack.
It's double cast matured. And we're going to see if it's really worth the upgrade to go to 18-year-old Aberlour. That's the best Aberlour that they make, I believe. So at least the best that they sold at the store. So let's see which one can win this competition. I mean, you'd think the 18, but you never know.
All right, Mike.
Okay.
All right. So this first Aberlour, great coppery color. It's beautiful. It's definitely a different nose than bourbon. And the thing is, I can stick my nose more into this, and it doesn't feel quite as like fumy and.
What's
like,
the mash in that? Do you know? Like, what is it? It's not corn.
Sure.
right?
Yeah. It's
wheat.
No. It smells really good. Like really, really good. I could sit here and smell this. I don't know.
By the way,
Okay.
to our audience, he's doing a blind tasting of these two. I know which one is which. He does not.
So it's either the 18 Aberlour or the 12 Aberlour, 12 year.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I would say. Very complex on the palate. It tastes very like soft when it first hits your mouth. It's like I remember with the 46, what was the brand there? 46? Maker's 46. I mean, you know right when it gets in your mouth that you have something in your mouth. This is almost like this like sneaky, it's like a stealthy mouth and then it blooms. So it's like, yeah, it's like this really, it's quite different, very tasty, layers of flavor going on. It's a different drink, but
what about the next one?
I really like that a lot. Yeah, I guess I didn't compare, I did one, so. Smells good too. Just from the nose, I'd probably say this first one is better. This one smells a little stronger on the nose. I gotta say, the first one I think I like better. But this one's really good too. But the first one, to me, had more complexity, more subtlety, more, but you can tell it's the same family here going on.
Okay. All right, the first one that you tried is the 18.
It is.
And the second one is the 12. So
Yeah, it's a big
good job.
difference. Yeah, without a doubt, it was better.
We're just doing a quick tasting of
Nika coffee grain whiskey. And this
Japan.
is a Japanese whiskey. Which one? This one?
Yes.
This is a Japanese whiskey that's doing well on the competitions. And let's see what we're picking up. It's supposed to be quite different. I've actually had it before, but not in and amongst other. Hey, Raylan, smell this. What do you think? You like it? You want more? Smell
He's
it.
only smelling.
So,
Whoa.
love the nose. It's totally different.
Like
It's,
floral.
you almost get floral. You almost get a little
Whoa, what is
vegetal.
that? Yeah, there's
Cherry
some
blossoms.
flowers. Yeah.
Wow, it's got a beautiful nose. I think it smells
Smell that.
quite interesting. Almost like,
Well, that's
how do you
unlike
describe that?
anything. I
Gosh,
don't
that's
know.
tough. So you get oak. I mean, no doubt you're
Definitely
getting oak, but then you also get this like
Cherry blossom.
this sort of floral, kind of like vegetal floral, kind of spicy, maybe like slightly nutmeggy, kind of nuttiness. Really interesting and really expressive, I would say. That's good.
It's a little bit more like
Oh, that's
raw.
good.
It's
like,
really good.
really explosive.
It's
Have
so
you tried it, Rick?
the difference
did.
too for me, you know how like with the scotches, I said like you put them in your mouth and it almost you don't taste it right away and then it blooms. This is like right when it gets in your mouth, you taste it. There's like a upfront
That's
sweetness,
delicious.
but it's really tasty.
Wow.
I like that better than the Avalor.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm very happy about it.
Okay, next up is Jack Daniel's Old Number 7
Sour mash whiskey.
versus a new guy on the block, at least new to us. Evan Williams, which is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, single barrel vintage. At the store, they said Evan Williams was blind tested against some major brands, and most everyone in the store really preferred Evan Williams. So really anxious to give that a try.
All right, this is the Jack Daniels.
That's the charm.
Okay, so this very different nose actually than anything we've tasted so far or smelled.
Is this Old Number 7 supposed to be a...
I think it's like to the classic Jack Daniels whiskey, number 7. So, to me, this is the closest of everything we've tried so far. The closest to keep an eye on them. To Maker's 46. On the nose and sort of aggressiveness. There is more of a sour kind of element here. Oh, yeah, be good. All right, and then the Evans.
Yeah, he's got anything.
Evans tastes a little, or smells a little more subdued.
A lot more.
Yeah, a lot more subdued, and a little fumy. Let's try the. I'm actually gonna try the Evans first.
I would say that but the Jack Daniels seems to me like it's got a rye component.
The Evans is good. Yeah, and it lasts a long time in your
Very
mouth.
smooth.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah, long finish. That's tasty.
Sweet finish. Yeah, that was delicious.
Good too, but yeah, you're right. I think there's more of a rye component on that. That's really good too.
Did you try the Jack?
Yeah, they're both good. I'd probably give it to the Evans in this case.
Yeah.
But I actually like the Jack Daniels more than I thought I would. I almost feel like Jack Daniels is like the common kind of whiskey, but it's pretty tasty.
I like both of them.
Yeah, these are both good.